Friday, the Friday after, and it's the Friday before. And I am in my Father's house. And I am looking at things that happened 2,000 or more years ago. Yes, I have a history book. There are books that no man has ever read. And there are hundreds of billions of books I have never read. I don't think it matters how many books I read. The question is, will my name be in a book at the end? Or will it be erased? If by chance I do not die, you will know that they won't be looking for my name in a book ever. If I die, my name will have to be found in that book. As of today, it's Friday, and storms are on the way. Yes, they will be here today. Oh, yeah, I know who can do and who can't. You don't have to worry about that. I do have a history book, and I know who did in the beginning and who is still doing today. And it really doesn't matter to me what people say. Well, Bob, you sound a little cocky today. I don't know how Jesus sounded 2,000 years ago. I didn't hear his voice. I have not heard your voice, maybe. I may have heard your voice. If you see this video, you will definitely, if you're not deaf, hear my voice. On Friday, last Friday, on the calendars, or some of the calendars that I saw, it was Good Friday. Good Friday. That's what's on the calendar. There was no Good Friday in this book, this history book that I have. There was no Friday at all. There were the first day of the week, the second day of the week, the third day of the week, the fourth day of the week, fifth, sixth, and seventh. That was what there was. But it was on this day of the week, or a day of the week. All I know is Passover was being celebrated, talked about, and was an important event that was happening. It was Passover because Moses had done some things years before, and he had made a statement about Passover. Passover was a day to be remembered. And I'm sure some of you, probably everyone who sees this video has heard the word Passover before. I would assume that. But Jesus of Nazareth was the man who had done a lot of talking for 3 years. And the time had come when the talking was going to come to an end. At the end, at Passover, Jesus had been to Jerusalem many times for Passover. But there was only one time that Jesus ever rode into Jerusalem on an animal with some things happening. They were throwing their garments down, and Jesus was riding on, according to this book, a colt, on whom no man or one had ever ridden. Jesus is riding it. And he came in, and they were spreading their garments in the road. He was approaching near the descent of the Mount of Olives. I don't know where the Mount of Olives was, or if there is a Mount of Olives today, but there was in this day. And this is the Friday after. And Jesus is going into the city. And the disciples began to praise God joyfully with a loud voice because of all of the works of power they had seen. His disciples had seen a lot in 3 years. And here is what it says. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. And some Pharisees were there. And they said to Jesus, rebuke your disciples. And Jesus said to them, I tell you, if these become silent, the stones will cry out. And they think they're going to silence me. If they do, the stones will cry out. Yes, they will.